What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Undisputed Champions, where I give you boxing reviews and boxing breakdowns. Okay, in today's video, what we're going to talk about today is how dangerous was pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. Okay, y'all knew this was coming, but let me tell y'all about pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. Alright, so y'all knew this was coming because I talked about him in my last videos. Pretty boy Floyd was extremely skilled for his age. I believe he said at 20 years old he had a belt and he fought like 17 times in 1 year. I believe he said that. I believe Floyd said I fought 17 times in 1 year and got a belt. And I believe it was by Gennaro Chiquinito Hernandez, a guy who was 31-1, no draws, and I believe like 30 knockouts or 28 knockouts, something like that. It was insane at the time. A young kid coming up, 19, 20 years old, and beat a full veteran. The skill set that Floyd Mayweather had, he had fast hands. He had power in both hands, as you can see right here this is against Gennaro Hernandez. He had power, he had fast hands, he had great ring movement, great boxing IQ, ring generalship. Like he had, he was the complete package. Hard to hit, hard to hurt. I barely seen Floyd hurt, besides the famous one with Sugar Shane Mosley. We see him get stunned, but was he really hurt? Because in the next round, it was a totally different fighter. But why was he so dangerous? It's hard to find somebody who has a chin, who can hit, who can dish it out and take it. Floyd marks everything, every checkbox that a boxer needs to have. You need to be fast. You need to have power. You need to have reflexes. You need to have great ring movement, great ring IQ. Floyd can do it all. Floyd can parry punches. He can slip punches. He can bang. He can box. When he was young, he had a real dog in him. And I think people forgot about that as he got older. About that dog that Floyd was. Floyd was a knockout artist coming out the gate. He was like I said this in my last video, him and Gervonta share a lot of similarities when Floyd was younger. As the days went on, Floyd's hands started getting the breakdown, and he just had to adapt to his situation, because the situation was, I can't fight the way I used to, so I gotta find a way to still come out on top and find a way to win. And this is what people forget, because Floyd been in the game so long, people forget the monster that he was. At the time, he was calling out Oscar De La Hoya. He was calling out Sugar Shane Mosley. Now, at this time, and I believe this was like in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, he was calling these guys out, and these guys was undefeated. What was his name? He knocked him down 6 times. Diego Corrales. He knocked Diego Corrales 6 times. Knocked him down 6 times. Now, at the time, Diego Corrales was the guy. He was that guy. Can't nobody tell me different. Diego Corrales was the man. And he was knocking everybody out. I believe at the time, Diego Corrales had 31 wins, 30 knockouts, or 30 wins, 30 knockouts. If y'all know, leave it in the comments. But Floyd was dangerous. Even this fight right here, Hector Arroyo, one of my favorite fights. Because we see Floyd go in there, measure a guy with the jab, keep his distance. That's another thing that people don't talk about. The mastery of Floyd's distance management. How he can gauge range. Not even like by, the traditional way or the technical way, far as using your lead hand, your jab hand to gauge distance. Floyd can go in there and size you up, and he can already tell where his placement is in the ring, and he don't need to, you know, do the traditional techniques. And that's a very good skill that you can have, you know, as a fighter. You don't need to use your lead hand to gauge distance. You can just go in there and tell. And rare fighters have this, like Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford has this. He can go in there, he can gauge you a little bit, size you up, and he can just tell, like, oh, I got him. I got him by a long way. He got to come in if he want to do something. And right here, you know, Floyd was knocking guys out. People forget this guy was dangerous. He was really a problem coming up. I believe he was 130 right here. You know, he was muscular. He had a chiseled physique. And he was the full package. But, you know, this is it for Undisputed Champions. You know, give a like, subscribe. Do what y'all gotta do down there at the comments. Leave a comments below. And, you know, like always, I'm gonna get back with y'all. Peace.